As a child, I loved movies with dragons in it. I was already happy when I saw a dragon inside of the television. I just didn't really care about the story. I just loved the dragon inside of it, in the movie. I didn't really care about what is going on. And it was always very sad, because 9 out of 10, the dragon always dies inside of movies. But yeah, it was a movie with a dragon in it, so I was happy. Now I have, of course, a bit more critique when it comes to dragon movies or the dragon on TV. Because whenever I had my awakening when I was 18 years old, I wanted to see movies again with dragons inside of it. So I rented myself Dragonheart and Dungeons and Dragons and the video game The Hobbit back in the day for the Nintendo. Because there was always a dragon on the cover of it, so I wanted to see dragons. I didn't care what the story really was. Of course, I did know Dragonheart before, but I thought when I was a child that it was a good movie, so I want to see this again now that I am awakened. I wanted to see the dragon on screen all the time. But now when I saw these movies, I was always questioning everything. I didn't really like these movies. Now, of course, there were dragons in it, so that was cool. But the story inside of it, I came to a conclusion that I don't like. I even hate movies with dragons in it. Now that I am awakened, because never ever where was even a dragon presented like I know them, like I believe in them, like I connect with them. There were no dragons like it. Of course, when I saw Dragonheart again, I was like, so this dragon is being used as war material for humans and their problems that they make themselves. So why would this dragon even agree with helping these humans? I mean, that is their story. And of course, I have my theory when it comes to Dragonheart. I believe, and I have this theory, wherever the dragon, Draco, in the beginning, gave the dark half of his heart to this guy, and this guy became evil. And now, you can see even before he gave his dark heart to this guy, he didn't had any problems or troubles in killing humans, because you even saw that there was a skeleton inside of his mouth. That he didn't had any problem with killing humans. But now, after he gave his dark half heart to this guy, he couldn't even hurt a fly. He was not able to kill any humans or anything. So he even helped this dragon slayer that killed a dragon in front of his face, agreed with being war material for him. Of course, the dragon dies at the end, like Sean Connery in dragon suit. So yeah, I didn't like it, and I had too many questions with this movie. And so the other movie, Dungeons and Dragons, there was a very, very good line in it that said that the dragon is a part of magic, so they don't need words to use magic. But then again, the dragons were all under a spell. They were all controlled by humans, by these humans that used magic. So these dragons they were just nothing. They were just nothing. Of course, Jeremy Irons in this movie was amazing, but the rest, it was just nothing. It's a really bad movie. I mean, it was, I had too many questions with this movie. And then there was The Hobbit, even before the movie came out. I never heard of The Hobbit. There was a prequel to The Lord of the Rings. I said I had to see it. In this movie, there was a time when you stole the cup for the dwarves with the dragon, and that we have to return to. When they said we have to slay the dragon Smaug, and I said to myself, no, don't slay him. I mean, he talks such human language. Can't you just talk with him? Just agree with him with something? I mean, he's so intelligent. This is a very intelligent dragon. He even speaks a human language. Try to communicate with him instead of wanting to kill him. Don't kill him. He's amazing. Just talk to him. But no, they kill him anyway. And that is Of course, it was a good game, but every time when it came to killing Smaug, I had a lot of troubles with it. And this is actually with all of these series and movies, I just don't like it. Eragon, for example. Eragon, I just had to stop watching it because it was so cringe that I just had to stop it. I mean, this is also once again a dragon being used as war material, and a mindless dragon that is. A mindless dragon that Saphira was, because Saphira, he had a dragon named Saphira. It was an egg, then it was a young dragon, and then from then on it became an adult in just a few seconds. No relationship whatsoever, and always agreeing with what the humans are saying. I mean, didn't have a mind of their own. Aragorn was just annoying. A very, very annoying movie. Just how they don't know the dragons, how the dragons are. I mean, yeah, it was a very annoying movie. I had to stop watching it. I just couldn't bear it to continue. And then, of course, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. That everyone says, how do you like Game of Thrones? I said, I don't want to watch it. But I do know that there is a woman, a lady, calling herself the mother of all dragons. She called herself like this. In the House of the Dragon, she had 3 dragons, using all of these dragons as more material, so-called her children. But she uses all of these dragons as war material, and so of course they die. 2 out of 3 die, of course. They die. What a surprise! You use them as war material, just like Aragorn, just like Dragonheart. Just you use them as war material and they die. Big shock. I mean, wow. And we have to root for these guys. I mean, no, I don't like movies with dragons in it. Really, all of them are so bad portrayed. The dragon is not how they are portrayed, how they should be, how deities and how highly intelligent that they are. Of course, Smaug comes close, but they made him some kind of a bad guy. But in the end, I saw these dwarves, these humans, as the bad guy, not even wanting to communicate with the dragon because they are lesser beings. I mean, that is also what they said in this game. Dragons are lesser beings, but these dragons learned how to communicate a human language. That is not something what humans can do whatsoever. Humans, also in real life, cannot speak a dragon language. They are not that intelligent enough to speak or even communicate with a dragon language. Their name is even pure magic and cannot be said in a human tongue. Their real draconic name. So yeah, I have a lot of problems with dragons on the screen. I've seen this video games as well. Video games, they don't shy away from even slaughtering the dragon or make them just stupid. I mean, stupid. This Saphira is not a dragon. That was a robot. Saphira was one of the most annoying dragons that I've ever seen on screen. Just don't agree with everything that is being said by humans. You piece of robot. You are a beautiful robot, but you are a robot whatsoever. I mean, yeah. You might disagree with me and like this movie, and that is fine. That is fine that you like this movie, but I hate it. I hate everything about this movie, and I loved the fact that there was not a sequel about this. That means that people saw this bullshit as it was bullshit. But yeah, that doesn't mean that you cannot like it. Of course, it's just not my thing as being a follower of the dragon to see a dragon just being a robot, a mindless robot. I can understand why Draco is like this, because in my theory, he gave his dark half away. The dragon is dark and light, so he gave his dark half away and made this guy evil. So the dragon was not able anymore to destroy something like humans and such, that he even gave himself as some kind of a war material, because he was all light. He didn't, the dragon needs darkness as well to have this intelligence, to communicate as well. They need their darkness, and in my theory, Draco gave his darkness away, and that was a big mistake, because it became his death, because humans used him as war material. Of course, you agree with this, but without the darkness, you cannot think for yourself anymore. You need the darkness. And that is a bit of my theory of Dragonheart. Of course, what was the last movie that I've seen with dragons in it? I don't. Every time when there is a dragon on screen, I just change the program because just change the TV. I just cannot see this anymore. You know, these dragons inside of movies and series, they always use them as some kind of a war material of medieval times or things like this. There can also not be a dragon in this time and age. It always has to be medieval. That is also something annoying, that the dragon is not being shown in these times, just here in these times. Just always has to be medieval or epic or things like this, being epic. I mean, with castles in the background. Don't you think that Aragon was an annoying movie? It was just it's a beautiful dragon. That is true, but inside of that mind, that was not a dragon at all. A dragon rider, the dragon rider, like some kind of a horse, and or a pet even. The dragon is not a pet, and don't you ever try to communicate with your dragon as some kind of a pet or some kind of a horse that you can ride on, because they will never ever let themselves be treated like this. They are very proud beings, very proud spirits, and we all have to communicate with the dragon with a lot of respect for the dragons. And that is not what is being shown in these movies. Of course, in Dungeons and Dragons, they said dragons are one with magic, but they can be controlled so easily. That doesn't make sense. This movie doesn't make sense. Also, a very bad movie, and a lot of people agree with me when I say Dungeons and Dragons is just horrible movie, just bad. But that is just my opinion about dragon movies.